questions, ask. You guys are fasting today?
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. What brings justice down?
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Justice, adil, adalat. It is a sifat of Allah. It is a trait, a characteristic. It is the name of Allah. You cannot bring the name of Allah down. You can hide it. You can try to bury it. But it cannot fall. It recedes back into the hearts of those individuals who are holding on to justice. Because justice, it is not just individual or group or just governments. Justice is to this whole world. And justice is giving the rights of this whole world and giving the rights of the past, giving the rights of their future, giving the rights of Allah. Because now people are thinking of justice, so many people, they're thinking just social justice. Just this world's justice. But they don't understand. Justice is not from this world. Justice is from the heavens. Justice is from Allah. It comes down to us. It depends on which group is saying that we have justice. Justice to people who are believing in 100% in, say, communism. They may use the word justice, but it is very different from people who believe in capitalism. It's a different justice. To those who are nationalists, justice is different. To those who are racists and bigots, for them justice is different. Unbelievers' justice is different. The believers' justice is different. Now, are we saying that there are so many different kinds of justice? As believers, we know that justice is not something that one day we wake up and we say, we got to have this, we got to have that. But as believers, if we know that justice is brought down from Allah to the prophets and to the friends of Allah, to us, then we understand that justice has a lineage. Justice has a source, and we have to go to that source. Justice is a creation of Allah. It is not our creation. Once we think that we are the creators of justice, astaghfirullah, then that time we start playing with so many things, and we can turn anything that we want, what the ego says, to make it sound so good, and to say, this is the ultimate justice. So what brings the justice of Allah down? What brings the justice of Allah? What makes it to be veiled, to be hidden? The Khilafat was brought down. The Khilafat, the Khalifa is representing, and when here we're talking about the Khalifa, we're talking about the Ottoman Khalifa. Not other ones who are declaring themselves this or that, from past, present, or future. The Ottomans. We are concentrating on that. Justice was so important to the Ottomans. We just had a visitor a few days ago. His background is Slavic. And he had very close ties, especially according to his blood and history, with the Ottomans. In fact, he's saying my great-great-great-great-great-grand-uncle was a Yenicheri, was a Janissary. And he says, we are cousins. And he comes here and he knows more about the Ottoman history than majority of the people. And talking about how justice in the lands of the Ottomans, it was unprecedented, especially at that time. That the Ottomans were giving the rights of others, the rights of not only the Muslims and the different kinds of Muslims, different ethnicities and different kingdoms, but also the rights of the unbelievers, the Christians, the Ahl Kitab, and the Jews, and those that they are ruling over. It was so important that even when the young Turks, the ones who, with the help of others, they wanted to bring down the Khilafat, they believe so strongly in the French Revolution. And the French Revolution is saying what? Equality. The three things that they say, very important. And from the French Revolution, it is opening the way to so many nationalist movements in this world from that time, maybe until now. That's saying, now we're going to turn away from the old system that is not giving us our rights, because these three things is most important than the old system and the system of the kings they don't have, which is what? Equality, fraternity, and what was the third one? Liberty, freedom. Even the young Turks who took these three principles, they added a fourth. They say this is not enough. They put justice as a fourth. Adalat. Because they understand how the Ottomans were ruling and how even when it is against to their own interests, but certain things have to be given because it is the order of Allah and His Prophet. Because it is just to give it to them. It is unjust to not give it. It is just to let people worship. Freedom of their worship. It is unjust to stop them worshiping just because they don't worship the same way that you worship. It is just to give them their language and to help them to preserve their language. It is unjust to take away their language and to say from now on, you cannot speak your language, you must only speak the language that we teach you. So there was justice there. What brought it down? It wasn't brought down, it was veiled. When man starts looking at his own justice according to his own ego, and he forgets where the source of the justice is, that's the time you can bring justice down. Those who bring justice down, you think they're going to say, I bring justice down, now I'm going to bring injustice? Ever? Is that what so many revolutions is happening around this world? That in the past especially, that they say we're going to bring down all these old systems and we're going to bring injustice? Do you think that's what the communists were saying when they brought communism and they spread it so harshly in all those communist countries? When they brought communism to Vietnam and they spread to Cambodia, for instance. And that regime there, that time, that they massacred millions of people. Do you think they say, we're going to bring this down to bring you injustice? Or did they say, we're going to bring you justice? You are living under the injustice of imperialism, and we're going to bring you the justice of the rights that is given to you as a people, so that everyone can have equality, so that everyone can be brothers, so that everyone will be free. They're saying the same thing too. But now they're taking the idea of justice from their own nafs, from their own ego. It is important now for these things, because here we're not going to open up and speak about philosophy or what it means. We are taking knowledge from our Shaykh. He's taking knowledge from the prophets. We are relaying to you that justice, it is something that is not coming from this world, whatever that you understand it to be. It must, because it comes from Allah. And those who understand Allah, the prophets, that they have no interest in this world, the awliya Allah, that they take justice from Allah, that they are not here to fall in love with this world, that they will teach those ones what divine justice is, that we all know that is in our hearts. It is also not something that is foreign, because Allah has put a spirit into every one of us. Spirit is coming from Him, His holy breath. So when the divine justice is shown in front of us, the spirit immediately is attracted to that. What is not attracted to it? Our ego. And this is beyond religion. Doesn't mean, oh, you're Muslim, you're more just. You're Christian, you're more just. You're Jewish. Doesn't mean that. Now, are you going to let that justice that you have in your heart to be veiled by your ego? Or are you going to unveil it and to know that, no, this is wrong? It is wrong. Wrong is distinct from right. Haq, it is clear from batil. May Allah not make us to be confused, inshallah, in this age of confusion. Fatiha.